Lune, as I understand you are thirsty for the information and opinions of people compiled in your name and about you. Why is this important? Have you tried to gather information from Halton Healthcare, Halton Regional Police, CCB, CMHA?
Yes, I have contacted all of those businesses and requested their files on me under the Freedom of Information Act. I wanted it mailed or prepared when I come to pay for. They would not comply. I was willing to pay direct payment over email or banking transaction, but they insisted I need to come pick it up, but gave no indication about how long or when I can get the files. They basically all brushed me off like I was just a madman who didn't deserve the time of day. It seems to be a matter of printing the file and the expense of that. They want me to pay them for the file. I want it to be ready when I get there and just sign. These people seemingly play dumb when I say everything I'm entitled to see. I have one portion of the file from one detainment, but it's not everything I asked for. Halton Healthcare Patient Relations was contacted on numerous occasions while in their detainment, and while living as free as they let me. I asked many questions that deserved and required answers, but I didn't get anyone responding, or at least not someone responding to my satisfaction. They are negligent. They avoided nearly every question. October 2015, I asked for the entire record in writing at the old OTMH hospital. I never got as much as a call to arrange me getting the records from them. Much like in the hospital, they don't give me my rights and punish/assess me for speaking. Responding to me doesn't make sense to them. I am just a madman. That's all there is to their case of overspending and neglect towards me. It's like they were out of business for me but collecting a fat check from you and me. It's mostly important to me because I believe they have amassed this file that they use against me in two separate courts of law. Their words and opinions aren't helping me, they are causing more problems for the simple fact that they are not true. I know to them it's delusional to think their care is often oppressive, but nonetheless.
Lune, you have every right to the information they hold. From my understanding, you are going bankrupt, disabled, and cannot afford the bankruptcy. You have a police record looming over you that is 10 years old. I gather you didn't have the $600 to erase it. How do you plan to pay for legal services?
I cannot afford it. I tried to get legal aid numerous times while detained at the hospital. I got it once. I had a lawyer named Darcy Hiltz and he got me out of the mental health ward. God bless you for appearing this time. If but nothing else, I want to stare down the file, the complete image, the personality they see in me. Dangerous they say, but I'm not, because I don't want to be. I want to challenge them on every level and prove my innocence, not guilty of being likely to cause serious harm, and their team's accumulative effect on my emotions is altogether negative. I feel anger for the police who took me away each time. For the police I feel anger and fear. Will they come again and treat me like a second-class citizen? I feel resentment over the actions of doctors and nurses that took me into their detainment. I feel anger over the people that insisted I should be drugged unconscious by needle. Anger and fear. They left me in the room alone and unattended and didn't even try to assess the situation in a caring manner. Their care is neglect and confinement. That's all it is. On top of that, I'm claustrophobic and a heavy smoker. I feel very uncomfortable while being plus observed and assessed. I don't really see a point in it because they always detain me. Not once have I walked away from the police and this coast team a sane person. Each time I meet either of those businesses they detain me. If they let me go for a little walk and a smoke, then they would have a better chance at getting to the root.
Lune, can you tell the court what you want? In terms of information?
Everything is everything. 1. From the Halton Police I want the police records regarding me, including each detainment and allegation against me, badge numbers and emails of all officers that have shown up at my residence and why they were there. I'd like an officer to familiarize themselves with my record and 2. From Halton Healthcare and CMHA I want a name, email, mailing address for each doctor, nurse, lawyer, or other type of worker involved with my record, or reading, or editing my file, list of names and contact information for anyone adding information to my files. I want records, everything related to the detainments including any moments spoken in video. I expect them to collaborate with their own security company for those video records. I'd like a representative to be put up. 3. From Health Canada, I'd like the record of assistance for my detainments under the Mental Health Act. 4. CCB, I want complete court transcripts from the Mental Health.
Why do you want all this information, Lune? What do you hope to accomplish?
I want people to know that I'm not dangerous and that I will fight each time they lock me down against my will. There will be no exception to this. I believe they have put me through over 11 years of abuse over misunderstanding of my capacity and intentions in life. I believe they have oppressed me for 11 years, locking me down instead of letting me free to find my own shelter. It has cost taxpayers money. It cost me my freedom over and over. It cost me a job and ability to land a job. A simple Google search for my name reveals mischief-ridden stories of the occurrence in 2006. The Crown Attorney revealed the incident as evidence in April 2017 during a hearing for an appearance that was a false allegation and conspiracy to do me harm. That record is over 10 years old. She also mentioned several other mental health occurrences that I do not believe helped me, but rather they hurt me. Yes, feelings on my capacity. They feel they aid me when they lock me down, but I always feel traumatized and tired after their care. It's not care at all. I'm 37 years old. There is a long way to go before my mental capacity makes me incompetent. I would like to take this money spent on the detainments and defending their decisions to detain me and use it to gain independence, and in particular my financial independence in my life. The majority of the stress in my life is due to lack of funds, not lack of sanity. I want this to stand as an example for the thousands of people abused in Halton alone. I will not rest spreading this message. These people are oppressing others over words and fearful testimony. People are calling the police because they are angry and suspiciously delusional, not because they are scared or because they have to in order to defend their freedom, but rather because they are angry with you. People use this system against people involved in it all the time. One statement to the police can have some of. Even my mother gave false allegations to police. The police have arrested me at my mother's hand a few times. My place is the shelter if I am arguing with someone. They haul me off every time they come, almost without fail. When I see an officer at my door or when I need the police, I'm afraid of them. I am afraid of them. That's bloody why. Do you want more of a reason? What is care? People like that I hear. It was alleged that I assaulted someone and threatened people. I didn't, but when the cops heard the snake rat report that they figured I was guilty and crazy. They didn't give me recognizance or my meds for 3 days, and then when they did release a week later from the jail system, they put me in the hospital. These charges were all bogus and they were all dropped. But once again I get treated differently because of mental illness. Instead of getting my record and going home, these people spend another 6 GS on the delusional doctor's assessment with his team. I'm sick of this. I was still on the CTO even though I'm not found guilty of a crime. But I must be punished and assessed before they give me my innocence. I'm never innocent. I'm crazy. They take me away so many times it's almost like they are drilling into me that I'm dangerous. They won't convince me because I never choose to be dangerous. I have been given food that has hair and rotten items in it. When I complained about the food being poisoned, they just chalked it up as more insanity. The people who arrested me in the Halton Police Service should know that the sandwich they gave me while in their custody was rotten and full of what appeared to be pubic hair. While at Maplehurst they gave me packaged muffins that also contained green mold. Some of the food I got was intentionally tampered with and some was just being distributed in ignorance. The sandwich said it was from Tim Hortons. I'd like to know who gave it, who got it, and who cleaned up the mess in my cell. I made it very clear that the sandwich they gave me was rotten and contained pubic hair. Nobody. The scary thing is these people ignore you till they drive you nuts. I did call the Halton police and express that I would like to place charges against the officer who gave me the rotten food. Again, the muffins that were rotten were probably distributed out of ignorance, but the sandwich makes me very angry. I still think of people doing shit to my food because of this incident. It was terrifying to believe that someone in the police station hated me enough to give me rotten food. What kind of officers am I dealing with in Halton? So far, my run-in with them reveals they are delusional and power-tripping.